Buddha found in the Prabhavali of Ram Lalla, the baby Rama, in Ayodhya, Rama Janmabhoomi. Around Sri Ramachandra, in that Prabhavali, in that aura, various avatars are installed, in which Buddha is also sitting in the pleasant meditative mood. What does this Buddha convey to us? This Buddha conveys a Hindu mind, universal acceptance, open mindedness, Hindu magnanimity, to accept a virtuous person who stands for Dharma as a wise man, as an avatar, even though he did not accept Veda as ultimate authority. This kind of Hindu tendency is revealed by that Buddha who is in that Ramlalla idol. Jai Shri Ram. Shri Rama Janmabhoomi Pratishtha Utsav was celebrated in a wonderful way. Regarding this, in Tamil Nadu, a discussion is going on. Buddha found in Dashavataras, 10 incarnations, in Ram Lalla idol, is the subject matter of the discussion. I too gave my views, my thoughts in Tamil. Some people are requesting me to talk on English also. The question goes in this way: how Buddha comes in 10 avatars. Normally we see Balabhadra, Balaram in 10 avatars. In the place of Balaram, how Buddha has come. This question is normal in Tamil Nadu. It's because in Tamil Nadu, in 10 incarnations, everywhere Balaram is found and not Buddha. Its oldest literature is named as Sangam literature. In the whole of Sangam literature, many avatars of Mahavishnu are discussed and described. Nowhere Buddha comes as an avatar of Mahavishnu, and in fact, in the whole of Sangam literature, Buddha never comes at all. Buddha never comes at all in the whole of Sangam literature. And next to Sangam literature, in a very great Vaishnavite literature called Divya Prabandha, songs of Alvars, even there, in 10 incarnations of Mahavishnu, Buddha doesn't come. Therefore, Tamilians can ask this question: why Buddha in 10 incarnations? Tamilians may not know Buddha as an incarnation, but generally in North India it is prevalent, especially in Ayodhya, in many temples, wherever the Dashavatar, 10 incarnations are installed, there you can see Buddha. For example, the most glorious temple of Ayodhya before the emergence of Sri Rama Janmabhoomi is Kanak Bhavan. Even this temple has 10 avatars nearby Sri Ramachandra. In these 10 avatara idols, Buddha is kept. In Sri Ramananda tradition, which is prevalent throughout Ayodhya, for a long time, Buddha is taken to be an incarnation. Not only this, even long back, several Puranas, especially even Vaishnava Puranas like Bhagavatam, calls Buddha as incarnation. In Mahabharata, Buddha comes in a place. Danavanstu vashe krutva punar buddhattvamagataha sargasya rakshanarthaya tasmai buddhatmane namaha. Mahabharata Shanti Parva, 47th chapter. This shloka comes in Gita Press edition. In the narration of various avatars, Buddha is also recorded, tasmai buddhatmane namaha. But this is definitely an interpolation in Mahabharata. That is how even the text in Gita Press itself says, because this doesn't have number. When you go to the 47th chapter of Shanti Parva, this comes after the 49th shloka without numbering. In a bracket, several shlokas come. This shloka also comes in bracket. In my knowledge, this is the only one place Buddha comes in Mahabharata, that too as an interpolation. While I am talking about the interpolated shloka of Mahabharata regarding Buddha, I am remembered of another interpolated shloka regarding Buddha in Valmiki's Ramayana. In the conversation of Bharata and Rama in Chitrakoot, a shloka comes about Buddha, especially in the context of Jabali Rama conversation. This is also no doubt an interpolation, since this verse is not found predominantly in many palm leaves. This shloka doesn't occur in the critical edition of Ramayana published by Bori, Baroda Oriental Research Institution, which is taken to be one of the most authentic Ramayana editions by the great scholars of Valmiki Ramayana. Great scholars like Jacobi and Gaspar Gorecio consider this shloka about Buddha in Valmiki's Ramayana as definitely an interpolation. In fact, occurrence of Buddha only once in Ramayana and only once in Mahabharata itself is an evidence for its interpolationness, because such a great soul, Buddha, his impact will be very, very powerful. If Ramayana or Mahabharata would have been after Buddha, surely you will see some 10 to 15 references in these epics. They are not small epics. One contains more than 40,000 lines, and another one, Mahabharata, contains more than 2 lakh lines. Only once Buddha occurs in both the two epics. This itself reveals is an interpolation. Ramayana predates Buddha. Jacobi gives several reasons for Ramayana predating Buddha. I am not going into it. Let me give only one reason. Buddha has taught Arya Satyas several noble truths, among which the first and foremost is Dukkha theory of Buddha. Buddha realizes this world as miserable. Everywhere, everything is miserable. Birth is miserable, living is miserable, marriage is miserable, family is miserable, society is miserable, going to a job is miserable. Ocean of misery. Life is filled with ocean of misery. This is called as Dukkha. After Buddha, in India, when you go through any spiritual text, it will be definitely influenced by this Dukkha theory. You can never see any spiritual text without the influence of this Dukkha theory. Whatever text you take, you can see this kind of lament. Life is miserable, life is miserable, life is miserable. But interestingly, Valmiki's Ramayana, which has more than 40,000 lines, more than 20,000 couplets, you can never see anywhere this Dukkha theory. Nobody complains against life in Valmiki's Ramayana. Nowhere Valmiki proclaims that life is miserable and family is miserable. All these things cannot come, don't come up to Rama's coronation ceremony. This is Valmiki's original text, where you can never see this kind of Dukkha theory at all. This itself is enough for me to understand Valmiki as older than Buddha. Valmiki's Ramayana is free of Dukkha theory. Valmiki's Ramayana predates Buddhism. Anyhow, coming back to the Puranas, Srimad Bhagavatam, it refers to Buddha in several places. Wherever list of avatars comes in Bhagavatam, you see Buddha there. For example, in the very third chapter of Bhagavatam, in the first book, first skanda, 22 avatars are recorded in which Buddha comes. Buddho namna ajanasutaha kikateshu bhavishyati. In the same way, in the 10th book, Dashamaskanda, while 10 avatars are recorded, there also Buddha comes. Namo Buddhaya Shuddhaya. This is Dashavatara Stotra. Namo Buddhaya Shuddhaya Daitya Danava Mohine. Salutations to the pure-hearted Buddha who perplexed Asuras, Daityas and Danavas. This is another reference, 10th skanda, 40th adhyaya, 22nd shloka. In few other places also Buddha comes in Bhagavatam. In fact, Madhvacharya accepts Buddha as an avatara among the 10. But we may be wondering, this is because Buddha did not accept Veda as ultimate pramana. Therefore, he can't be called as Vedic. He is not in Vedic path. For the same reason, Buddha was condemned by the great philosophers of Sanatana Dharma, like Shankara, Ramanuja, Madhva, Vallabha, so on and so forth. Buddha's theories, various theories are condemned. Nairatmyavad. Buddha doesn't accept the eternity of self, eternity of Atman, soul. Buddha doesn't accept eternity of God. Therefore, he doesn't accept God at all. Nothing is eternal in Buddha's theory. In that nothing, Ishvara is also included. Atman is also included. Veda is also included. His Nairatmyavada, his Kshanikavada, all these things were critically scrutinized, analyzed, logically condemned by the great philosophers like Kumarila Bhatta, Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, and so on and so forth. Then how come that Buddha is taken to be an avatar? While people are getting bewildered with these things, they make their own views to justify this. Therefore, some people say that there were many Buddhas. Siddhartha Gautama Buddha is different from incarnation Buddha, avatar Buddha. Siddhartha Gautama Buddha may be out of the Veda, out of the Vedic path, but avatar Buddha may be a Vedic. This kind of thought. Of course, this many Buddha theory is not just by Hindus or Sanatanis. First, it was only Buddhists who took this stand. Buddhists themselves proclaimed there were many Buddhas before Gautama Buddha. I don't know why they proclaimed like that. And Sanatanis also took that stand. Yes, Buddhists themselves are telling that there were many Buddhas. Among those Buddhas, one Buddha must be Vedic, who must be incarnation of Lord Vishnu. That kind of idea has come. Anyhow, Buddha mentioned in Bhagavatam, we know that this Buddha mentioned in Bhagavatam was against the Vedic path. That is how Bhagavatam says. Therefore, whether it is Siddhartha Gautama Buddha or some other Buddha, but that Buddha was against Vedic path. That is clear. In Bhagavatam, this 11th book, Ekadasa Skanda, the 4th adhyaya, 22nd shloka, talks about Buddha. It says, Vadaihi vimohayati yajnakritaha atadarhana. Buddha perplexes vimohayati. Buddha confuses some yajna performers through his debates and discussions. And he made them to go out of the Vedic path. This is because he knows that they are not qualified for Vedic path. They are not qualified to perform yajna. Knowing that they are disqualified to perform yajna, Lord Buddha confused them and took them away from Vedic path, took them away from yajna. And Buddha Avatara's purpose is this. Okay. Lord Narayana came as Buddha to remove the disqualified persons from yajna path. This is how Buddha Avatara's purpose is described in Bhagavatam. It's a very interesting point. In the same way, Buddha Avatara is described in Divya Prabandha of Alvars. When we read the Nammalvar's passage in Thiruvaimozhi, we may not understand whom Alvar is denoting here. There is a passage in Nammalvar. But later when we go to the commentary of Nambillai, commentary's name is Edu, while explaining the passage of Nammalvar, he says this is about Buddha. This is about Buddha Avatara. Buddha came to confuse the people who are disqualified to perform yajna and to give up yajna. This is how the early people, the people belonging to the time of Divya Prabandham and Bhagavatam, they saw the conversion happen to Buddhism. That's very interesting. This is how they saw Buddha. I think this is a very interesting matter. And in famous Bhagavata's Narayana Kavacham, 6th book of Bhagavatam, Shashta Skanda, there occurs a famous chapter named Narayana Kavacham, where which form of Narayana is protecting us in what way? This is recorded. For example, may Matsya form of Narayana, fish form of Narayana, goddess from water, Jaleshumam Rakshatu Matsya Murtihi. If there is any danger in the earth, then Lord Vamana protect us. Sthaleshu Maya Vatu Vamano Vyat. While we are flying in aeroplane, if we are getting some problem, then may Trivikrama goddess, Trivikramaha Ke Avatu Vishwarupaha. Durgeshu Atavyaji Mukhadishu Prabhu Payan Nrisimha. When we are in the very terrible forest, may Narasimha protect us. All these are understandable. There comes when we have problem of conversion, may Buddha protect us. Buddhastu Pakanda Ganat Pramadat. Pramada is lethargy. Due to our lethargic attitude towards our own religion, we may get converted into another religion. Our children may go away from our religion due to this lethargic attitude, because we did not educate our children in Sanatana Dharma. Due to our fault, they may go away. When that problem has come, may Buddha guard us. Buddhastu Pakanda Ganat Pramadat. What does it mean? What's the connection? May Matsyavatara guard us while we have problem in water. It means Matsyavatara is dwelling in water always, therefore Matsyavatara can protect us. If I have any problem in earth, then Vamana Bhagavan can save us, because Vamana Bhagavan measured the earth. If I have any problem in space, then Trivikrama saves us, because Trivikrama he measured the space. If I have some problem in forest, then Narasimha can save us, because Narasimha is in mountains and forest. Aho Bilamandal. In this way, connection is there everywhere. Bhagavatam says, if I have problem regarding conversion, if there is a time in which my children may get converted to some other religion, may Buddha save us. Buddhastu Pakandaganat Pramadat. What does it mean? It simply means Buddha is the one who started conversion for the first time in the world. In our history. So the one who started conversion, let him save us from conversion. This is one kind of upasana. Okay. If we are severely affected by a terrible disease, then some terrible God has to protect us. Ugra Devata has to protect us from Ugra Vyadi, Ugra Roga. Okay. Such kind of upasana. In the same way, if there is a threat of conversion in our family and all, then Buddha has to protect us because he only started conversion, he only was in the verge of conversion. Buddhastu Pakandaganatu Pramadat. See, that attitude is interesting. The people on those days had this interesting attitude regarding whether it is right or wrong, I don't know, but they had this attitude regarding conversion. Buddha converted. Buddha did not take Veda as ultimate pramana. Buddha was against several concepts regarding Sanatana Dharma, for which his theories and his concepts were severely condemned and analyzed, researched, systematically criticized, scrutinized by the great philosophers and scholars like Kumarila Bhatta, Prabhakara, Shankara, Ramanuja and Madhva. Then how still Buddha was accepted as incarnation? This is still a very interesting question, for which I wish to show you here a discussion in Brahma Sutra. In the text of Brahma Sutra, the second chapter is named as Avirodhadhyaya, where several Purvapakshas, several oppositions like Sankhya and Saugata, all these things were condemned, criticized, analyzed. So the second Adhyaya starts, Avirodhadhyaya starts in this way. In the very beginning of second Adhyaya, both Shankaracharya and Sri Ramanuja are discussing about a very crucial question. Here, Badarayana, the Brahma Sutra Kara, is critically scrutinizing and condemning Sankhya philosophy. So that has to be explained by Shankara and Ramanuja. In that context, a question comes. How Sankhya philosophy can be condemned at all? Because Sankhya philosophy was found by the sage Kapila. How dare you go against Kapila? Because Kapila was extolled by Upanishad itself. Shvetashvatara Upanishad says, Rishim Prasutam Kapilam Yastamagre. Kapila was extolled as a great soul. Kapila was extolled as a rishi in Upanishad. Now, how dare you condemn and criticize some philosophy given by that great sage? This question occurs. For which Shankaracharya answers in a different way. Shankaracharya clearly says there were two Kapilas. One Kapila was called as Kapila Vasudeva, and he was a different one who accepted the Brahman. But there is another Kapila, our own opposition, and this Kapila is different from that Kapila who was dealt in Shvetashvatara Upanishad. This is how Shankara sees this. But Ramanujacharya has an interesting answer. He says, in Shvetashvatara Upanishad, Kapila was described as a great soul, but the Upanishad doesn't say that you have to follow Kapila. Okay. Kapila may be a rishi, Kapila may be a great soul, Kapila might have restrained his senses, Kapila may be a tapasvi, but Kapila is not pramanik. You can't accept him to be a sage of pramana, right knowledge, right evidence. Therefore, you can't follow him. By this we derive there are some great souls who can be respected for their virtues, for their self restraint, for their shama and dama, okay, for their, what to say, for their calmness and peace. But their teaching cannot be taken as pramana. Such kind of great souls can be there in the world. This is a very interesting Hindu stand. And in Hindu sampradayas, Buddha comes in this category. Hindu traditions accepted Buddha as a great soul to that extent that Buddha is an avatar. But Hindu traditions critically scrutinize Buddha's teachings and Buddha's philosophy. You can see this wonderful dichotomy in Hindu tradition. On one hand, Buddha's teachings like Nairatmyavad, Kshanikavad, they are critically scrutinized by the Hindu philosophers. On the other hand, Buddha was accepted as Vishnu's incarnation. Why and how? Just because of his tall virtues. Buddha is virtuous. And Buddha restrained his senses. And Buddha was always peaceful. For this reason, Buddha was taken to be a great soul, no doubt. But Buddha's teachings cannot be followed. This is the stand Hindu Dharma takes. Some modern communist scholars, they view in a different way. They say Brahmins stamped Buddha as an incarnation. By stamping in this way, Buddha's teachings can be eradicated. I don't know the logic here. How by stamping Buddha as incarnation, his teachings can be eradicated? By spreading Buddha worship, Buddha's teachings can be eradicated, they say. Brahmins never worshipped Buddha, for your information. Nowhere to my knowledge, Buddha temple was built by Brahmins or Sanatanis or Vedics. We have a lot of Narayana idols, Lakshmi Hayagriva, Lakshmi Narasimha, Rama idol, Krishna idol. In this way, nowhere in a Sanatanis puja chamber you have a specific puja paddhati for Buddha and the Buddha idol you have. That kind of thing you can't find. Some Neo-Vedantins may have Buddha idol in their house in puja chamber. Buddha worship was not promoted by Brahmins or Sanatanis or Vedics, though Buddha was taken to be an incarnation. A Sanatani may have a Buddha picture in his house. Among 10 avatars, one may have Buddha. But separate Buddha puja paddhati I have never seen anywhere in Sanatani's house. Okay, like Lakshmi Narasimha or Lakshmi Hayagriva. This Buddha worship was very much promoted only by the Buddhists everywhere in Buddha era. Only Buddha devotees, Buddha followers, Buddhists, they only promoted Buddha worship too in many places. Hindus or Sanatanis took Buddha only as an incarnation. They honored Buddha by considering him as an incarnation. I strongly feel that this is also only because of his tall virtues. Even Jayadev in his Gita Govindam is only glorifying the virtues of Buddha while he is talking about 10 incarnations. He is glorifying Buddha's ahimsa. And that is how Hindus see normally. As this man is a person of ahimsa and virtues, he is extolled as incarnation. That's all. Let me give one more example. Ravana. Buddha is taken to be an incarnation because he is virtuous. The same Hindus cannot consider Ravana as an incarnation. At no cost, Ravana can be called as Vishnu's incarnation. They will never consider in this way. In spite of his Shiva Bhakti Of course, his Shiva Bhakti is not found anywhere in Valmiki's Ramayana up to Yuddhakand, up to the coronation ceremony of Rama. Nowhere you can see Valmiki describing Ravan as a very great Shiva Bhakta. Ravana's Shiva's devotion is absolutely absent in Valmiki's Ramayana up to Yuddhakanda. Ravana's Shiva Bhakti is later added gradually in Ramakatha Parampara, in tradition of Ramayana narration. After this addition, I don't know why they have added, but after this addition, it remained and remains up to our times. Up to our times, people are telling that Ravana is a very great Shiva Bhakta, which is not found in Valmiki's Ramayana. In spite of understanding Ravana as Shiva Bhakta, Ravana is not taken as a role model or as an avatar, as a virtuous person by even Shaivites. Even the Shiva devotees all around, they never take Ravana as a role model, or they never take and admire Ravana. They never say that Ravana is our hero. That is the greatness of Shaivism, yes. Normally, in few other religions, if somebody who is wicked becomes a devotee of their God, this alone is enough for them to extol him. But in Shaivism, even though this story is later inserted in Ramakatha, which story? Ravana's Shiva Bhakti. This element is inserted. Even though that is accepted even by our elders, up to our times, Shiva Bhaktas, the true Shiva Bhaktas and Shaivite traditions never consider Ravana as a great hero. In Shaivite tradition, there is a story while Ravana is lifting the Kailas, Lord Shiva just pressed the mountain by his toe. Ravana started to cry. Ravana couldn't escape. At that time, there was a saint named Vagisha dwelling in Kailas. He suggested Ravana to extol Lord Shiva through Samagana. Shiva likes Samagana, and therefore he will release. Then Ravana sung this Samaveda. Shiva became happy and Shiva released Ravana, gave him boon. That is how the story goes. In that context, this Vagisha happened to come out of Kailasa and have birth in this mortal world for the fault of helping Ravana. This is how this is recorded in Periya Puranam, in a Shaivite text, which clearly shows whether the story, apart from the story, the content in the story is very important. By the story, we understand even the Shaivites consider Ravana as wicked in spite of his Shiva devotion. Shaivites can do this because they are Sanatana Dharma based. In Sanatana Dharma, the whole religion, I don't know whether it can be called as religion, whole religion or whole culture is dharma centric. Ravana may be a Shiva Bhakta. Since he is wicked, we can't support him. That is the idea brought by the history of Shaivites here. See the interesting point. Ravana was accepted to be a Shiva Bhakta. Since he is wicked, he is not accepted as a role model or an incarnation or a hero. On the other hand, Buddha did not accept God at all, but Buddha was virtuous. Buddha was a sense restraint for tapasvi. For that reason, Buddha was accepted as an incarnation, not only as a great soul, but as an incarnation. That's a very interesting thing in Sanatana Dharma. These Hindus have always the tendency to do this, whether it is their weakness or strength. This is strength as well as weakness, because see, since Buddha was taken to be a very great incarnation in Hindu tradition, we also suffered. The Westerners, when they started to write history, they had in the mind very clearly that they have to eradicate the Hindu culture and establish their culture and religion here. With this attitude only, the Westerners wrote Indian history. If they come and directly tell us, oh Hindus, you all are idiots, you don't know anything, you are superstitious, your culture is in vain, your culture is waste. If they tell like that, we will oppose, we will not accept that history. Therefore, the strategy they made, they first started to glorify Buddha. And we are already glorifying him. Okay, we take him to be incarnation. We glorify him. They talk about Buddha. Buddha is wonderful. Buddha is great. Buddha is that. Buddha is this. That is how they talk in Indian history. And the whole of Indian history starts with Buddha. That is how they did. Before Buddha, everything is mythical. Okay, Stone Age. Everything is mythical. Ramayana is a myth. Mahabharata is a myth. Everything is myth. Buddha is the starting point of history in India. So Indian history starts with the opposition to the Vedic culture. Okay, that is how they made the history. They tailored the history. And they brought the whole of history, and they come to Ashoka. Ashoka the Great. Alexander the Great. Another great is there. Akbar the Great. Every great should be definitely an opposition to Hindu Dharma, and no Hindu king is considered to be a great. No Shivaji the Great, no Samudragupta the Great, no Vikramaditya the Great. Even though Samudragupta ruled a region which is even broader than Akbar or Ashoka. Okay. Akbar is considered to be great. Alexander, who massacred millions, is considered to be great. Okay. Coming back to the point, Hindus always have a tendency to do this. Do what? If somebody is virtuous, accept him. Whether he is orthodox or heterodox. Okay. I am remembered of Swami Vivekananda's words. Jesus Christ was against Jewish rituals. Jews crucified him. Buddha was against Vedic rituals. The Vedic people celebrated him as incarnation. And that is the tendency of the Vedic people. And this is the magnanimity of Vedic people. Even now you see, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangha is a very great defender of Hindu Dharma. For 50 to 60 years, they are selflessly working to safeguard Hindu Dharma. They always defend Sanatana Dharma. They always dream of the survival and growth of Sanatana Dharma. And fortunately, they are there for us. And such a kind of movement, RSS, Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, it has a very great respect to Dr. Ambedkar. This is a very interesting point, because Dr. Ambedkar, in a few of his essays, he condemns Rama, Krishna. He finds fault with Rama. He finds fault with Krishna. And that kind of man is honored by the worshippers of Rama and Krishna, RSS. Okay, it's very interesting. Not only worshippers of Rama and Krishna, they are the defenders of Rama worship and Krishna worship. And these defenders of Rama worship and Krishna worship honor Dr. Ambedkar, who was against Rama and Krishna, and who found fault with Rama and Krishna. How this is possible? This can never be found in any other religion at all. A movement which defends Christianity, which safeguards Christianity, cannot accept the one who is talking ill of Jesus Christ. Islamic defenders cannot accept Muhammad haters. But this is possible in Sanatana Dharma. That's a very interesting thing. If you go to some RSS man, RSS person, and ask about this, about what? How can you honor Dr. Ambedkar, who is finding fault with Ram and Krishna in few essays? A spontaneous answer of that RSS leader will be this. He might have found fault with Rama and Krishna due to his misunderstanding, due to his poor understanding of Rama and Krishna. That is a different thing. But this doesn't approve that he is wicked. This doesn't deny his services rendered to the downtrodden, his services rendered to Dalits. Throughout his life, he served Dalits. He was ambitious to uplift the downtrodden, for which we are honoring him. This will be the answer of RSS people. This is not political. Please don't understand this as political. This is not political. This is not just to win the elections. No. RSS people honor Ambedkar in a true way. Long before the growth of the glory of Ambedkar, Dr. Ambedkar was not as famous as he is now. Long before the growth of this glory, RSS people had honored him a lot. Why? Because they stand for that human value. Though they know that he talked ill of Ram and Krishna in some essays. That is why I am telling the Sanatana Dharma is Dharma centric. It is not any person centric. It is not any other centric. It is Dharma centric. That we see here. This is very interesting. Now comes a question. Can in this way we take in Tamil Nadu a huge atheist movement is existing and its leader is very much honored. EVR. EVR is very much honored in Tamil Nadu. EVR is the founder of this atheist movement. Hindus honor this EVR. In this way, can we take that? Is this equal to honor that RSS provides to Dr. Ambedkar? It's not like that. Let me tell you a fact. Well, on those days, while EVR was alive, how Tamil Nadu saw him, that has to be recollected. He was not that much glorious on those days. Let me give a simple example. A scholar who researched on EVR and his movement wrote a well-known book in Tamil Nadu named Dravida Mayai. This is available in English too. This researcher's name is Mr. Subbu. He says, whenever EVR was standing for a party, supporting a party in the election, that party was defeated. In 1952, he was opposing Congress, and Congress had a very great victory. In 1967, EVR was opposing DMK, and DMK had a very great victory. In 1973, he supported DMK, and DMK was defeated, that too in a by-election. While DMK was ruling in Dindukal in a by-election, EVR was supporting DMK, but DMK was defeated. All these indicate Tamil people were not very much happy with EVR. Leave this. Let me give you another example, because this is only a, secondary supporting view. Let me give you another example. C.N. Annadurai. He was a disciple of EVR. He fought against EVR and came out and started a different separate movement named DMK. Why? This has to be analyzed. This is surely because to win in election, it is not fair to be with EVR. It will make the DMK to fall, because with the principles which EVR was spreading, with that one cannot win in election in Tamil Nadu. C.N. Annadurai knew it thoroughly. For that reason only C.N. Annadurai came out of EVR and started a new party. And after winning in the election, he fell at the feet of EVR. That's a different thing. When he came out of EVR and started a political party, for several years, he was going on condemning EVR. For the ideas of EVR. EVR also scolded him like anything. And because of that also he won. C.N. Annadurai won lot of glory in Tamil Nadu. Please understand. C.N. Annadurai became very glorious in Tamil Nadu due to his hatred towards EVR. Finally, he came to government. And after that, his real face was revealed. He fell at the feet of EVR. And later, anyhow, when EVR was no more, after the death of EVR, gradually DMK made EVR as an icon in Tamil Nadu, because at this time people had forgotten what was EVR. Okay. Nowadays we can't even quote EVR's sayings and all, which are uncourteous, which are highly indecent. For example, let me give some quotes. EVR severely condemned family system. I can't even quote now because it is uncourteous. He never wanted family at all in Tamil Nadu. He said that anybody can be with anyone for the reproduction. And he also went to such an extent, not even for reproduction, to satisfy the lust. And he also went to such an extent telling that reproduction itself is wrong. These kinds of ideas EVR had. He was talking, throughout his life, he was talking ill of various gods and goddesses of Hinduism. Predominantly only Hinduism. Rarely he talks about Allah and Jesus also. He was ridiculing Hindu gods and Hindu goddesses. And he was against Tamil literature because Tamil was filled with gods and goddesses. And in fact, even the great North Indian literary works say, in Tamil Nadu, Bhakti was born, and this Bhakti was brought from Tamil Nadu by Sri Ramananda to North India. That is what some North Indian works are telling us. So Tamil Nadu was a land of devotion. Therefore, this EVR became very angry with Tamil and Tamil works like Tolkapiyam and Tirukkural. Throughout his life, EVR was talking ill of Tirukkural. He considered Tirukkural as a stool on a golden plate, he said, Tirukkural. And he also talked ill of Tolkapiyam, as Tolkapiyam and Tirukkural were standing for Vedic culture. And he stamped Tamil as a barbarous language. So with these ideas, one cannot win in election in Tamil Nadu. Therefore, C.N. Annadurai reconsidered and regrouped. At least by lip service, he said, I accept God. Undre kulam uruvane devan, he said. With these kinds of ideas, he entered into Tamil Nadu politics, C.N. Annadurai. Okay, after the departure of EVR, now in a new way EVR was again introduced to Tamil Nadu. How? It is wrongly told that UNESCO had awarded EVR to be the Southeast Asian Socrates. EVR was called as Southeast Asian Socrates by UNESCO. This is not truth. This is totally a lie. And this is published in several magazines and books constantly. And this also was brought into the Tamil Nadu textbooks by DMK government. Recently, somebody framed a case against this and had proven that this is a lie and removed from the textbook. And telling this, EVR was brought back and several statues of EVRs were established in front of the Hindu temples. The devotees of Hinduism, when they enter into temple, before that they should see the statue, and under that statue, the sayings of EVR have to be read. God worship is barbarous. That statement has to be read and they have to enter into the temple. But this statue is not installed in front of a church or a mosque. Only in front of temple this has to be established. This is the trend by the existing government in Tamil Nadu. And about EVR, the new elements. Okay, the early elements were sidelined. Few more elements were brought. EVR represents humanity. EVR represents, the peace of all religions. All these kinds of EVR represents women freedom. EVR stood for Dalit upliftment. These kinds of ideas were brought and millions were spent to bring these kinds of ideas regarding EVR. That is how EVR is deliberately made a very great icon in Tamil Nadu. The Tamil people who are existing now, they don't know what in reality EVR spoke, what in reality EVR stood for, what kind of ideas he had. All this they didn't know, they don't know. They know only this: EVR represents humanity. EVR represents human values. Only this much they know. Therefore, they are still honoring EVR. Not because they know EVR as it is. Even now, Tamilians know EVR to be an atheist. Even this was justified by the existing DKDMK people, as he remained as atheist because theism was on those days highly corrupted. to remove the corruption of Hindu theism, he remained as a atheist. Only to correct the corruption in Hinduism, he remained as atheist. Being an atheist is not at all a problem to Hindu Dharma, for example. Is it a problem? No. Because even in Hindutva, we have several atheists. Arun Shourie is an atheist. We have several scholars who are atheists. But the problem with this guy is that he is against anything and everything in the culture of India. If India has, say, some 5,000 years of history, just telling, minimum. In these 5,000 years, all are idiots. All are wicked. All are rogues and rascals, except me. This was the idea which EVR had. All practices, all customs, all faiths, all beliefs, everything is wrong. And everything which opposes this Hindu culture has to be respected. Okay. The ideas in Islam, ideas in Christianity, ideas in Buddhism, everything except Hinduism is great. Buddha is great, Jesus is great, Muhammad is wonderful. And in Hinduism, everybody and everything is wicked. This is the idea brought by EVR. And it is also told that since Hinduism was corrupted, EVR remained as an atheist. And some say EVR is not an atheist. He pretended to be atheist to correct the corruptions found in Hinduism. These kinds of narratives were set to make the Tamilians to have respect in EVR, so that some hidden agenda can be achieved. I don't want to enter into those hidden agenda now in this talk. Coming back to the point, the respect that the Tamilians have to EVR generally is not due to for what EVR stood in reality. The respect they have towards EVR is due to the things spread over by the existing government regarding EVR. Please understand this. That is how this respect has come. Going back to the Buddha point or Dr. Ambedkar, the people honored Buddha in Hinduism. Still, people honor Buddha just for a simple reason that he is virtuous. I am remembered here of some Rigvedic mantras. Let me quote. Ye tvam indra na tushtuvuhu rishayo yecha tushtuvuhu mamed vardhasva sushtutaha. This is the 8th mandala, 6th sukta and 12th mantra. From this mantra we understand Rigveda is talking about sages who extol God and sages who don't extol God. And both of them are favorable to God. This is what this mantra says. Another mantra says, Na ajamim, na parivranakti jamim. This is the first mandala, 124th sukta and 6th mantra of Rigveda. Ushas, the goddess of dawn, safeguards both her adorers and non-adorers. This is the attitude of Hinduism I am talking about. Same comes in Paripadal also. Paripadal is a Tamil Sangam literature. which says, போற்றார் உயிரினும் மாற்று ஆற்றல் இலையே, போற்றுனர் உயிரினும் ஏன் ஆற்றல் இலையே, உனக்கு மாற்றோரும் இலர் கேளிரும் இலர். O God, you neither have relations or friends, nor you have enemies. Name dveshyosti na priyaha. You can punish even your adorers if they are not dharmic, if they are not virtuous. These kinds of statements can be seen only in Sanatana Dharma. Even in Rigveda you can see that statement. Samindra Gardhabam Mruna Nuvantam Papaya Amuya. The first mandala, 29th Sukta, 5th mantra. It is this kind of attitude which makes the Hindus to see Buddha as incarnation. For that I am quoting this mantras here. Here I want to add one more thing. If Buddha can be accepted as incarnation, so can Jesus Christ be accepted in this way? Or can any other person belonging to any other religion be accepted as incarnation? Some Hindu saints of Neo-Vedanta glorify Jesus Christ. Okay. For example, Paramahamsa Yogananda of Yogodha, he considers Jesus Christ to be belonging to his own Guru Parampara. Ramakrishna Mission celebrates Christmas in a detailed way for several days. Satya Sai Institution celebrates Christmas. Jesus worship is in this way already found in Neo-Vedanta circles. Even though it is found in Neo-Vedanta circles, it did not come to a common Hindu folk, common people in Hinduism. This is very interesting. If you go to a common Hindu person, you can't see Jesus worship in him, in generally speaking. He may go even to Ramakrishna Mission. He may go even to Yogoda. But he will not be ready to have Jesus Christ's picture in his puja room. Christ did not enter into puja room of predominantly common Hindus. That's a very interesting thing. How? Well, one may say probably Christ may be a foreigner, therefore he couldn't enter. You can't tell like that. Take for example Pondicherry, Aurobindo Ashram's mother. This mother's picture can be found in pious Hindus' house if they go to Aurobindo Ashram. The Hindus who go to Aurobindo Ashram, they have mother's picture and also flowers around that mother's picture in their puja rooms. And this Pondicherry mother is a French lady. Still a pious Hindu is ready to accept her, having her in his puja room. Interestingly, not in that sense Jesus Christ. You may find Jesus Christ in puja rooms of few Hindus. I am not talking about that. I am generally speaking. Why? If Buddha can be taken as an avatar, why not Jesus? This question can come. For this, I strongly feel this to be answer. Hinduism, even though this appear to be very weak, very open-minded and all, of course, its open-mindedness is its strength. That is another thing. In spite of Hinduism's appearance as weakness, even though Hinduism appears to be weak, Hindu Dharma has a grip which is invisible. The grip is very strong. That is why it is up to our times it could not be destroyed at all, even by the most powerful forces of the world. The powerful forces which destroyed the Arabian culture long before, even without a trace, the powerful forces which destroyed Iranian culture couldn't destroy the culture of this land. Such a kind of invisible grip this Hindu religion or Hindu culture or Hindu dharma has. It's a very interesting thing. Why Christ is not accepted as an incarnation here? It's not that efforts are not made. Starting from the arrival of Christ teaching in India, starting from the arrival of Christianity in India, there was always an attempt made by several forces to make Jesus Christ to enter into the puja room of Hindus. When Syrian Catholics came here to Kerala, that was the first time Christian entry into India. Syrian Catholics were driven away from their land. Okay, they came as orphans to India to take refuge. Even from that day onwards, this effort was made to make the Christ to enter into the puja room of a Hindu. But still, it is not successful here. I strongly feel the reason must be this. Buddha stands for karma theory. Christ doesn't have karma theory in his teaching. What is karma theory? Karma theory is this: virtuous will get happiness, wicked will suffer. If some God is existing, he will reward virtuous and punish the wicked. For our virtues, we will be happy. For our vices, we will suffer. This is karma theory. If you go to any common Hindu and ask, who will go to heaven? The answer will be simple. One who does punya will go to heaven. What is punya? Paropakaraha punyaya. Paropakar is punya. Papaya parapidanam. Affecting others is papa. You go to hell, we go to hell for pap, that is affecting others. We go to heaven for serving others. This is the base of Hindu dharma. And this is Buddha's dharma too. Will Jesus Christ accept this? If you have to understand Jesus Christ in the lens of Bible or church, then you need to see Jesus only as not accepting this. What Bible says, what church says. Who can go to heaven according to Bible? Who can go to heaven according to church? Only a Christian can go to heaven according to church and Bible. All non-Christians will be going to hell. This is the idea found in Christianity, both in church and Bible. Again, Christian here doesn't mean filling up a column, name, John, religion, Christianity. No. What to be a Christian? What is Christianity? These things you can understand based on the definitions given by the subsects in Christianity. Protestants have their own definition. Catholics have their own definition. Seventh-day Adventists have their own definition. Pentecostal has their own definition. To be a Christian. Mormons have their own definition. If what makes you to be a Christian? They have their definition. Some say Every Sunday you have to sincerely go to church and repent in front of the priest. This makes you a Christian. Some others say you need not go in and repent in front of a priest. You just feel for your sins and talk to Jesus Christ directly. He will forgive. Whatever it may be, the idea is unless you are a Christian, you can't enter into heaven. If you are a non-Christian, you will be damned. You will enter into hell and stay there forever. This is the idea Christianity gives us. However great you may be, however virtuous you may be, if you are a non-Christian, you will go to heaven and stay there eternally. How great sinner you may be, if you repent in front of Jesus Christ, you will go to heaven. Therefore, the criteria to go to heaven or hell is not virtue or vice. The criteria to go to heaven is to be Christian. The criteria to go to hell is to be non-Christian. You have only one life, in which if you are a Christian, you will go to heaven. If you are not a Christian, you will be damned eternally in eternal hell. This is the idea Christianity has, and Christianity says that Jesus also has this idea. This is what Bible tells us, and the Bible says that this is Christ's idea. Church says that this is Christ's idea. That is why Hindu puja chamber rejects Jesus Christ. A Hindu may be ready to accept Buddha as an avatar because Buddha stands for karma theory. Please understand. If you go to Buddha and ask, who will be happy? Immediate answer will be, virtuous will be happy. That's all. If you go to Buddha and ask, who will suffer? Wicked will suffer. This will be the answer, which the Christ cannot give. Paramahansa Yogananda brought Jesus Christ to Hindu worship by setting a narrative that Bible or church have misunderstood Jesus Christ. My understanding alone is right. Jesus is a Vedantin and who accepted karma theory, who is a disciple of Mahavatar Baba. And that great man is a Kriya Yogi. With all these ideas, can Paramahansa Yogananda bring the church Jesus in Hindu worship? No. He newly had set a narrative that Jesus accepted karma theory. With that idea only he can make Christ to enter into Hindu puja chamber. Same with all who celebrate Christmas in Neo-Vedanta circle. Please understand. Only after setting this narrative, Swami Abhedananda can make the Ramakrishna Mission people to celebrate Christianity. Or Swami Vivekananda could make to celebrate, not Christianity, Christmas. Okay, this you have to understand. But still, in common folk, in common Hindu mind, Jesus couldn't enter as Buddha. Common Hindu mind may accept Buddha as an incarnation and not Jesus Christ. This is a very interesting phenomenon. Even though Hinduism appears to be a very weak religion, actually it is one of the strongest religions of the world. History reveals it. After all these attacks, Hindu religion remains. History reveals it. Whether you are a Hindu or not, whether you are a Buddhist or not, whether you are a Christian or not, if you are helpful to others, you will be in heaven. You will be happy. And heaven is not eternal. The helps you render to others destine your stay in heaven. Okay. That much harms you made to others, up to that time you will stay in hell. Okay, neither heaven nor hell is eternal in Hindu Dharma. And Buddha wholeheartedly accepts it. Buddha also says, whether you are a Buddhist or not, if you are wicked, you will suffer. If you are virtuous, you will be happy. Therefore, Buddha stands for virtue. Buddha stands for universal welfare, for which Buddha is accepted as an incarnation by a Hindu mind. Even though Buddha did not accept Veda as the greatest pramana, this kind of tolerance, this kind of acceptance Hindu Dharma has. Coming back to the point, Buddha found in the Prabhavali of Ram Lalla, the baby Rama, in Ayodhya, Rama Janmabhoomi. Around Sri Ramachandra, in that Prabhavali, in that aura, various avatars are installed, in which Buddha is also sitting in the pleasant meditative mood. What does this Buddha convey to us? This Buddha is conveying something. Only to convey that to you, I have taken this topic today. Otherwise, it is not a very serious or very important topic. It's not that I'm going to solve something by talking about this. No. I feel Buddha in that Prabhavali of Ram Lalla in Rama Janmabhoomi conveys a very important thing to us. What is that? This Buddha conveys a Hindu mind, universal acceptance, open-mindedness, Hindu magnanimity, to accept a virtuous person who stands for Dharma as a wise man, as an avatar, even though he did not accept Veda as ultimate authority. This kind of Hindu tendency is revealed by that Buddha who is in that Ram Lalla idol. Ano Bhadra Kratavo Yantu Vishwataha. So this universal acceptance, universal welfare, this magnanimity, this open-mindedness is the message conveyed by Ram Lalla, who has Buddha also with him. Dhanyavadaha. Jai Shri Ram.